Put the penguin in the crowd rather than on the field. Well done, Will. Look at, come on. What's with the clip art hot dog? Come on, Will, come on, Will. So I finally got the new Pixel devices, Pixel 9 and Pixel 9 Pro XL. Obviously there is a Pro in the middle here, which is the XL size, but then it's still a Pro. It's a little bit confusing the way that they've named things, but I'm glad that there is a Pro model at the smaller size if that's what you're looking for. And then of course there's also gonna be the folding model, which is not called the Fold 2, but instead it's the Pixel 9 Pro Fold. So just keep all that naming stuff together. This is Quartz Rose, which is exclusive to the Pro models. Obsidian, on the other hand, you can get in any of the models. There's another color called Hazel, which is kind of a nice subtle hue, and that's a Pro only color. And then if you want like a bright pink, there's something called Peony. Either of these devices is gonna be packing Google's latest Tensor chip, so performance should be comparable on both. So even if you don't opt for the Pro model, I'd expect a snappy experience on the regular Pixel 9 as well. Now, regardless of which color you choose, you can still go ahead and slap a later case, which we are now producing for the Pixel 9 and the Pixel 9 Pro. You can see a couple of color options here. This is probably my favorite. We call it coffee. Anytime you're dealing with a big phone, you want a slim case to go with your big phone. So I'll probably use the XL model, and the later case will add almost no bulk to it. It's as thin as we can make it, and we do that by using Kevlar fibers. If you haven't checked out later case, go check it out. I'll slap these on in a moment after I unbox these devices. Do I pull here? Oh, cool. That's a different unboxing experience, and the material of the box has this like recycled look to it. So you pull those tabs, and I guess this is gonna slide out now. Am I right about that? Oh, there we go. Now they did obviously change the visor section. So the previous camera section had this Daft Punk visor situation going on. They've changed it now into something like more pill-shaped. I do like the fact that the actual structure is symmetrical. Obviously the camera section is not, but it means on the table, it doesn't have a weird wobble to it. Now apparently these are legit flagships, legit competitors from a materials perspective, screen brightness perspective, performance perspective. They're really going after those other flagship devices on the market. SimTool, Paperwork. Ooh. Obsidian. So we have a glossy black finish on the back, and then a matte finish around the frame. Very nicely polished. That same matte finish goes into the camera section as well, and I'll just show you a better comparison of how they've changed that area from the previous generation. I don't know, you tell me which design you prefer. We have a large target for our volume rocker, an oversized power switch, Type-C on the bottom. That's also where the SIM tray is. Our large camera module. This feels extremely high quality, like definitely a step up, maybe even on the previous model. There's something about these square edges, obviously the fact that Apple does that, some kind of perception of quality associated with that, but at the same time, it's just a grip thing. Like when you hold it, it does feel fatter with the flat edges, but it's also a confidence-inspiring grip. If I grab the black on black later case situation, that's pretty cool. I'll take that. That's a good setup. Or I could also do the midnight, which is like a double black, and that has an almost fabric-like look to it, and the texture here is quite addictive. Okay, I mean, that's it. What else is in the package? You just got your USB cable, that's it. That's all that's in the package. Wow, I just nailed that on the way down. Is that easy or hard to do? It's apparently harder to do than I thought. You can roll the tape. I did it on the first. Maybe I was just lower. Oh, there we go. Okay, we'll take it. Okay, so that is your form factor for your Pixel 9. This is comfortable. I think a lot of people are gonna be satisfied with this scale. Obviously, there's always gonna be people that want the bigger phone, but this is a very satisfying, confidence-inspiring type of grip and scale one-handed functionality and so forth, symmetrical front-facing camera. I think a lot of people are gonna go for that. All right, let's check out the XL. I should probably mention price at this time. It's starting at $799 USD. So yeah, basically flagship pricing. Maybe a little less. This one is better. It's better, Will. That one came off the way that it was supposed to, I'm telling you. Quartz rose. It's a subtle kind of pink thing. Woo! And check out the shiny steel tinted frame. So in the non-pro, we have glossy here on the back and then matte around the frame. And on the pro model, we have the matte finish on the body section and the frame is shiny. Which one do you prefer? Oh, and if we go with the pro, obviously we're getting the extra camera, some added reach for the zoom. This one still feels comfortable as well. Maybe if I had the pink, I don't know. I might do some blue on there if I had the pink. Maybe something like that, a little pink and blue. Or I suppose you could always just use black here as well. Black goes with everything. However, I mean, if I was picking up the Pro XL model, I would likely go for that hazel color or just obsidian once again. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about specs. You've got the Tensor G4 chip in both of them, 16 gigs of RAM, and you've got plenty of added AI features now, all kinds of stuff in the photo app. You're able to generate new photos based on old photos, change certain sections of your photos, and obviously do all your fancy pixel stuff like removing objects from pictures, things that you don't like, and it all happens on the device on the latest chip. The Pixel 9 Pro, it's got a triple rear camera setup and a 42 megapixel front camera. It'll be able to shoot up to 8K video, and you'll be able to watch that back on the brightest display that's ever been in a Pixel device. They're calling it their Actua display. Now, I said that the standard Pixel 9 starts at $799, the 9 Pro starts at $999, and the 9 Pro XL starts at $1099. Now, the Pixel 9 honestly has most of what you're getting on the 9 Pro. It's got a 50 megapixel main lens and a 48 megapixel ultra wide, same Tensor G4 processor. In this case, you get 12 gigs of RAM compared to the 16 on the 9 Pro, and you get a 6.3 inch display compared to that bigger 6.8, but it's also brighter, 35% brighter than the previous version, with a peak brightness up to 2700 nits. And you can charge it up quickly. You can get to 55% in about 30 minutes. Now on these latest devices, we've also got Gemini built in. This is your new AI assistant from Google. So Gemini can pull info from Google Apps. It can pull from invites inside your Gmail. It can search through Google Maps, or you can just chat to it directly. However, you are going to need to pay eventually for Gemini Advanced. There's no cost for the first year, but eventually there's going to be some sort of a plan to access the most advanced features. So there's also a cool new software feature called Pixel Screenshots, which will separate your screenshots from your regular photos. So if there's information buried somewhere in there, you can find it a lot more efficiently using this screenshots feature. So this episode has been sponsored by Anker. You're familiar with their amazing chargers and cables and variety of power products, and they've got a bunch of new ones for you to look at. This is the new smart, ultra powerful desktop charging station, Anker Prime 250 watt charger that can sit on your desk. This unit feels robust. Listen to the tactile satisfaction. You can even set up port priority if you want to send more power to a specific port. So the Anker Prime 250 watt GAN desktop charger has a total of 6 ports sharing up to 250 watts of total power. That 140 watt that's available on that first port is capable of charging a MacBook Pro 16-inch within 2 hours. And it feels like a high quality gadget. Now you probably also noticed that I'm using their new braided cable. This thing, 6 foot, up to 240 watt, charging and durable for 300,000 bends. They've also got this hybrid charging anywhere power bank, almost 10,000 milliamp hours of extra power. 14 in 1. You still got that nice display, a bunch of Type-C and A ports if you want to send video out to secondary displays. As you can see here, there's 2 HDMIs. So this is going to be one cable for your laptop to unlock all of your peripherals and deliver power. And last up, we have the new age futuristic power strip. It comes with a display as well, so you can be sure that you're delivering the power that you need. And then they've also included some USB ports for convenience. So many new different power devices from Anker for your desktop, or for your backpack, for your laptop, for all your stuff. That's what Anker does. You already know it. Check the description, pick some stuff up. All right, so I got the device set up now, and honestly, one of the most satisfying things was the migration. Because I was going pixel to pixel, this thing, I mean, it basically set itself up. You know, sometimes you do a migration, it's like, oh, the photos are there, but certain applications are not aligned properly, or some are missing, or sometimes certain history in certain apps is gone. This has been one of the most seamless migrations that I've done, moving from the previous generation Pixel to this one. And the reason I rushed the migration is because I actually do want to use this phone. I've used Pixel devices as my main device for a long time. I was just talking to Will. I was like, did I use a different phone in between and then go back to the Pixel? I may have, but I think I probably used the previous generation Pixel more over the past year than any other smartphone, and I'm getting a call on that previous generation right now. Anyways, I don't have my SIM card in here yet, but I have used it a little bit, and obviously I'm intrigued by the camera system, some of the new AI features, which are mostly software based, so that's not such a differentiator with this particular device. I think probably the biggest one for me, other than the form factor change with the flat edges, is just the brightness of the display is noticeable to me. And I'm just gonna give you a quick, I don't know if it will show up in camera. I mean, it's noticeable to my eyes. There's a comparison of the blacks on either device. I mean, they both have nice displays, but there's an improvement on this version. Okay, let's go ahead and pop open the camera. We have a couple of props over here. This one, I haven't seen this lock before. This is like a relic. So that's a nice new prop for us to use, thanks to Will. So I'm gonna start it off with actually, you know what? I'm gonna start with 0.5 so we can progress inwards. 0.5, ultra wide, 1x, 2x. Now, the other thing that's in here is macro. I can go extremely close on the 0.5. And what's interesting, I mean, even though I have very little light, once I get that close, there's enough there to actually produce my image and my tremendous detail. You can see dust particles on the A. Now, how useful is this macro mode? I don't know. It's gonna depend on the person and their creativity level, but it's kind of cool for bugs, flowers, stuff like that. I know often I'll be using like Google Lens with my daughter to identify like a plant species or something, and you can get really up close to it. She thinks it's cool, so I think it's cool. Got it? Outside of the macro, which is a really unique and kind of niche functionality, the zoom is tremendous. Like, look at this. Listen, I don't know, there's something about the Pixel image processing that I've grown accustomed to. It's a contrasty image that is to my taste, but it is, each person is gonna have their own feeling about that. Here is the 1x. No, actually, this is the 2x, which is still wonderful. This next one is going to be the 1x, which I can still crop in so much detail in there, even on the crop. Hopefully Will's picking all this up. And lastly, the ultra wide. I mean, it's a very wide image, so I have to crop way in the center part of the frame to get detail out of the lock. This is gonna be for architecture and group shots, and anytime you're trying to emphasize scale. Let me just take a picture of Will. I just want to see what a real human does in his natural habitat. Stop smirking, Will. I say stop smirking so that he actually smirks. Yeah, see how I did that? Cool, okay, so here's our portrait mode sample, and man, they've really softened up that edge. You have a tough sweatshirt today too. Fibers extending on the edge, like I can actually see with my own eyes. Overall, flagship Pixel phone, flagship Pixel processing, and plenty of megapixels to start with. I think you're gonna be pretty satisfied. We got an upgrade on the selfie camera. Like you can see, well, obviously lots of detail, but this really nice dark to light contrast. And just for me and my skin tones, I find it to be accurate. I mean, you can do the comparison here. It's a little bit less uniform on the skin tones. Like sometimes you get that effect with iPhones, but it varies depending on the person's complexion and obviously depending on the lighting conditions. Now, another thing I was curious about is the speaker performance. Obviously, I use these devices for media consumption. I would say sound is comparable, old one to new one, but I was handling this one for a while and I picked up the previous gen. This feels like lighter and slimmer, which is weird that people are wanting these chunkier designs and that we're kind of associating these chunkier designs with quality. And obviously Apple has a big part to do with that. Like, let's just be clear here. When Apple went to the boxy form factor, a lot of other manufacturers kind of did the same. Now they jump around back and forth. Like there's been boxy form factors, then curvy ones, then back to boxy. Like you never know what you're gonna get or what's gonna be in style at any given point in time. And I do think that when you have a boxier design, you have a little bit more confidence in hand. But just picking up the old gen, I'm like, wait a sec, that feels kind of nice too in its own way. A little bit lighter weight, but then maybe people's perception of quality is different because it is lighter weight. I don't know what your guys' take is. I'm curious, like, do you prefer a boxy design to a phone or do you want it to feel as slim as possible? Generate an image of a penguin in a baseball stadium.
Sure. Here is an image of a penguin in a baseball stadium.
See this, Will? They didn't just put a penguin in a baseball stadium. It was a penguin in a baseball stadium with a baseball hat. Let me see if I can modify it, but in line. Let's see this. Put the penguin in the crowd rather than on the field. Okay, well this one is not very well done, Will. Look at, come on. What's with the clip art hot dog? Come on, Will, come on, Will. This one is good though. That is kind of believable. I don't know who let the penguin in the stadium, but all right, now let's ask a few questions here. What should I have for lunch?
Here are some lunch ideas based on your preferences. For a quick and easy lunch, leftovers from dinner, a sandwich or wrap with your favorite fillings, a bowl of soup and a piece of bread, a salad with grilled chicken or shrimp, a yogurt parfait with granola and fruit. For something more adventurous, a sushi roll or bento box, a wrap with falafel or hummus, a bowl of ramen or pho, a quesadilla with your favorite toppings,
Quesadilla?
a salad with grilled salmon or tofu. For a special occasion lunch, a gourmet sandwich or wrap from a local deli, a plate of pasta with your favorite sauce, a pizza from your favorite pizzeria, a burger and fries from a local burger joint, a salad with grilled steak or shrimp. Ultimately, the best lunch for you is the one that you enjoy and will leave you feeling satisfied. Consider your hunger level, your time constraints, and your budget when making your decision.
The thing about AI is this extreme comprehensiveness, like just extreme comprehensiveness. Those sound like some good ideas, but I'm looking for something even more adventurous.
Let's get adventurous. Here are some truly daring lunch ideas. International flavors, Ethiopian injera and stew, a spongy flatbread topped with a flavorful stew.
Cool. Hey, listen, AI, man, it's the future, whether it's image-based, it's cutting out unwanted sections of your photos, filling it in with something similar to the background, or if it's telling you what to eat for lunch if you're feeling adventurous, or putting penguins in baseball stadiums. AI is here to stay, and it's increasingly going to become a part of how we interact with our smartphones. One of the things with Gemini right now, because I have been using it on my existing Pixel, is that it kind of doesn't fully encompass everything that Assistant was capable of. But then you may notice as you use it that some of the things you used to do on Assistant aren't supported yet in Gemini, so it's a slight growing pain situation. But Gemini is obviously powerful, and I want to experiment with it more to find out what it can and can't do or what it's really good at. The conversational aspect is the thing you miss when you move over to Assistant from other AIs that I've interacted with, where Assistant sometimes feels like it's lacking comprehensiveness. And then what's funny is sometimes any AI product is too much comprehensiveness. It's over comprehensiveness. So like, it's a fine balance. So the biggest thing for me here, new Pixel, is just the design language shifting so significantly from the previous generation. Obviously there's hardware improvements, new chip, new display, looks really nice, cameras look amazing. But now it's feeling a lot more like an iPhone. I mean, obviously it has a distinctive camera module, but other than that, you hold on to this and you compare it, this flat edge, the antenna bands, it just reminds you of holding an iPhone. For some people, I could see that being comforting. For others, you may wish that there was more variety in the smartphone design department. But obviously, Apple has sold a boatload of iPhones, so maybe for people transitioning over to Android, this might help them feel comfortable, but it definitely is a departure from where they were at design-wise. I would say the previous generation was more distinct and unique than the new generation, but I think many would suggest that the new generation has a more premium or luxury feel to it. I don't know how much of that is influenced by whatever it is that Apple does. Anyway, you let me know what you think, and then also let me know which Pixel you would pick up if you had a choice between the XL model or the standard size, and why you would pick one over the other. And also, don't forget to check out Later Case if you're looking for an incredibly thin and light Kevlar case, which is still strong, to put on your brand new Pixel or other smartphone. We have a lot of them covered on the website, so anyway, go check that out.